Alrighty, good everybody, it's the Doga! It's time for the next installment in my AC/DC albums collection video series. Thought we'd gather up the rest of the international albums collection that were put together by Atlantic and Adco between 1976 and 1977. Basically what was released internationally outside of Australia and is still available to this very day, which it shouldn't be. Either way, let's start with the international version of High Voltage. We'll start with the LPs regardless. And here's a UK pressing of the album with this dreadful front cover. What is this meant to be? Bon and Angus? Seriously. At least the back cover wasn't changed too much between the two versions. Faux letters from different people to the band, which is just hilarious at the worst of times, but can also be hilarious at the best of times as well. Anyways, we pull out the LP itself. It is the typical mid-1970s Atlantic label, green and orange at the time. Don't come across very many of these very often. As good as that track listing is, it's still basically an edited TNT. That's all it really is. Anyway, let's move on to the next one in my collection. This is another UK pressing, probably from the original lot released in November 76. It's this Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap with this dreadful front cover. This is like the worst cover in the band's history. Give me the Australian front cover any day. And this typical track listing of the era as well isn't the best either. I hate how they just took Jailbreak away. Instead we get this Love at First Feel, which is a decent song, but it ain't as good as Jailbreak or R.I.P. Instead we get the same old, who in their right minds would chop up the title track and shorten Ain't No Fun Waiting Around to Be a Millionaire by about 30 seconds. He could have at least kept both songs to full length on the cassette releases, but oh no. It wouldn't be until 1994, of course, when those songs were extended to full length again, and then they were chopped up again in 2003. Just why, people? Alright, next one. This is a bit of a rare South African double album. I think I've shown the majority of these off before, but these are their own separate videos. So anyway, this is a 1980 compilation, a reissue of one from 1978 originally. It was titled Double Dynamite. Either way, it has both High Voltage and Dirty Deeds. And you've got the gatefold showing both rear covers on the inside. Bit of a unique creation. And quite rare. I've not seen very many of these. Not seen very many of the original release either. Basic Atlantic red and black label, or black and orange, or whatever. So anyway, this is the Dirty Deeds from this album. And the High Voltage is still inside the thing. But, yeah. Okay, those are them. Okay, next one. This is the UK pressing. Hang on, that's just the leftover of one of the Australian ones. We've got here is probably either original or a later, slightly later reissue of the Let There Be Rock album with the international as familiar front cover. And of course, the back cover. And you'll notice that we have the Australian track listing here, because this is actually from the UK. So at least the Brits got the correct track listing. Albeit with this awkward looking front cover. I mean, you've seen it. I know a lot of people on Steve Hoffman Music forums actually prefer that particular front cover over the Australian one, but I guess it's what you grew up with that you prefer the most, so that's why I prefer the Australian cover. And then again, I've come across a few Australians that prefer the international front cover as well. And I say, yeah, no worries, that's your opinion, I'll respect that. There we are. So, now we move on to the 2003 reissues. Of course, you've already seen plenty of those getting around, so I'll just show the LP labels themselves. No point in showing everything, because that'll make the video too long. So anyways, the reissue of High Voltage, remastered. And these don't sound too good either. They sound a bit too loud and crunchy. I know a lot of people have said again on Steve Hoffman music forums that they prefer the analog pressings that sound way better. And here's the Dirty Deeds with that atrocious track listing. Big Balls is meant to be on side 2, damn it. And of course, Let There Be Rock with its international track listing based off the US version, which takes away Crab City and Blue and for some stupid reason decides to give us another dose of Problem Child, which is a good song, but really, does it have to be on 2 albums? This is not the album that the band put out. This is a stupid US Atlantic abomination that should not exist. But unfortunately, I don't see any reissues of the Australian albums coming anytime soon. Anyway, those are the LPs. It's time for the cassettes now. I think this one here is the mid-1980s reissue of the International High Voltage with the front cover not used in the US, of course. Let's pull out the rather generic looking J card. All it is just this on the inside. And of course, the spine, nice reddish orange. And I'd say early 80s, mid 80s. Cassette, this one. Not quite the paper labels that were used in the 1970s, unfortunately. Alright, I've also got a US one as well. This one here. Much better front cover. And the cassette itself is here. The indentation at the top of side 2 is printed in USA or whatever it is. Or made in USA, so yeah. Anyway, we've got International Dirty Deeds now. I'm thinking this could be an original from 1981 release over there, because there's no tape leader on this one. I don't know how many were made with tape leaders. Anyone who knows can probably tell me in the comments. Either way, now we have a couple of Let There Be Rocks to add to our video. Here's a 1994 European reissue. Big fold out. It's basically got the information inside here. And as you can see, track listing is slightly reshuffled. Whole Lot of Rosie on side 1, Bad Boy Boogie on side 2. Should even out tape length. Here's the tape itself. I've not actually played this one yet, because I don't like this version of the album. And I have a US reissue. I've confirmed that this is a reissue from the 1980s or so. The original did not have running times on the cassette shell. Well, total times, actually. But this one here, again, it's like to focus on these bloody iPads are useless, even with this brand new one. Either way, that is that. Alright. Got the 2003 CD reissues as well of the international albums. So, yeah. And, of course, on the back here, not the best condition. Because I got these when I was still in high school and wasn't exactly the best at looking after things. This is not even the original case. I had to replace it a couple of times. You can see even the booklet itself is not in the best condition either. And got the digipack version of 30 Days as well. I don't know how I should mention fmrecords.com.au, and that definitely indicates it was made out here. And of course, inside the digipack sleeve itself. And of course, last but not least, leather Rock. And of course, the case is broken and the disc itself is not in the best condition either. That's why I had to seek out copies of the Australian CDs. And of course, since the back of the booklet shows the Australian front cover, I'm like, really? That should be the front cover we should be seeing right now. But unfortunately, 20 years ago, they had to delete all the Australian albums and replace them, and that makes me so angry. Going to the stores nowadays and seeing these stupid Atlantic abominations sitting on our shelves. Where's our albums, damn it? If Angus Young ever finds this video, please tell me why can't you reissue the albums that you and the rest of the band put out between 1975 and 1977. Either way, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment down below, and of course, if you're willing to, subscribe to the Be a Good Doga YouTube channel for more content. There will be some more coming soon, of course. Until next time, this is the Doga saying have a brilliant day, everybody, and we shall see you again.